Hi everyone, welcome to the session. In my previous session, I discussed how to calculate payback period. Now in this session, I am going to discuss about if you are given a mutually exclusive projects, how to calculate payback period, how to identify payback period. So let's move on to the session. Mutually exclusive projects. So if you are given mutually exclusive projects, how do you calculate the payback period? So normally, what is the investor's objective? What is their objective? So their objective is to get back their investment quickly, as soon as possible. So therefore the project which has the shortest payback period will be selected. So what is the criteria? In order to select out of two projects, the decision will be made based on the shortest payback period. So decision is to accept the project which has the shortest payback period. So this is the criteria. Now in order to explain this, let me take an example. AGPLC is considering investing in one of the following projects, both of which requires an initial investment of $4 million. So what is the investment requirement? So initial investment is 4 million. Cash flows accrue evenly throughout the year. The estimated profit before depreciation are as follows. So you are given project A, the number of years that the project is going to run. For 5 years, the respective cash inflows are given. And the project B also requires 4 million, and also it will run for 5 years, and these are the respective cash flows. So let's calculate the payback period. As I explained you in my previous video, we need to identify the cumulative cash inflows to identify the payback period. So let's identify the cumulative net cash flows. So 1 million at the end of the first year, the project will earn 1 million. So 1 million will be the cumulative cash inflows. Second year, it will be 2 million. The total will be 2 plus 1 will be 3 million. So 3 million plus third year cash inflows will be 4 million. So likewise, if you add the fourth and the fifth year cash flows, so that will be 5.5 million and 7 million respectively. Now, what is your initial investment? So initial investment was 4 million. So this is a straightforward. The project initial investment will be recovered at the end of the third year. So at the end of the third year, you will have 4 million. So therefore this is a straightforward calculation. So you can say the payback period will be at the end of the third year. So therefore 3 years. So your 4 million will be recovered at the end of the third year. Now let's look at the project B. So project B also requires how much? 4 million. The first year the earning will be 2 million. So therefore the cumulative cash flow will be 2 million. Second year, as you can see, 1.8 million. So 3.8 million will be the cumulative cash inflows. So third year, 1.2 million. So that will make the cumulative cash flows to 5 million. So fourth and fifth year, so 1 million each, that will make the cumulative cash flow 6 million and 7 million respectively. Now, this 4 million is going to be recovered in between second and the third year. So therefore that falls within the third year. So if the payback period falls within 2 years, so what is the method that you need to identify the payback period? You need to calculate the payback period proportionately because it falls within second and the third year. Now, if you take the first year, at the end of the first year, how much is recovered out of 4 million? 2 million is recovered. So how much is left? 2 million is left. So at the end of the second year, how much is left to be recovered? 200,000. 200,000. So let's calculate the payback period. So this payback period will be 2 years plus some months from the third year. Third year estimated cash earning was 1.2 million. So out of 1.2 million, this 200 has to be recovered. So 200 divided by 1.2 million. So that will be how much? 2 years plus 0.167 years. So you can say 2.167 years. So if you want to calculate precisely what you need to do, if you want to calculate precisely in months, what you need to do, you need to multiply this by 12. So if you do that, that will be 2 years plus 2 months exactly. So when you compare these two projects, this is project A, this is project B. Project A will pay back the initial investment of 4 million at the end of the third year. However, project B will pay back the initial investment of 4 million at the end of the second year plus 2 months from the third year. So therefore 2 years plus 2 months. So when there is a mutually exclusive project, so what is the criteria here? The project which has the shortest payback period will be selected. So according to this, the project B will be selected as the feasible investment. So AG PLC should invest in project B because it has the shortest payback period of the two projects. However, the main disadvantage of payback period is that the cash flows after the payback period is ignored. So therefore, when you make a decision, so due to this disadvantage, when you evaluate a project, the project has to be evaluated based on other investment appraisal methods as well, not only based on payback period. So there are other methods we need to consider in arriving at a decision, in making a decision. So with that I will conclude the session. So if you want to watch more videos on accounting and management accounting, so what you can do is you can subscribe to the channel and you can hit the notification bell to get regular updates whenever I upload a new lesson. So thanks for watching. I'll see you soon with another topic. Bye for now.